We're doing the amazing arch ride, brother.
So today we are doing the San Diego Archipelago ride. Can you say that word again?
Archipelago.
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 It's actually Archipelago, don't let me fool you.
We got the official route last night. We're looking at 42.5 miles and 5,400 feet of climbing-ish. We've been training for 4 months? 5 months? Something like that.
I've been training for 40 years.
Training today, I was born for this ride, boys.
Best piece of advice, bring a poop kit. See, baby wipes, extra chamois butter, portable.
Get your PRS done.
So we're going to see how this goes. We'll keep you updated, let you know how we feel, bring you a little bit of the ride. I don't have enough battery to do the whole thing, nor do you want to watch 7 hours of footage. So we'll get it going soon. Alright, the arch ride is officially on. We just followed a big group. We hope they know where they're going, because we don't. Why is my bell on? I'll turn that off in just a second. And we'll bring you back soon. Hello, mountain bikers. If you've watched any of my videos, you're not used to me bringing you voiceovers. This one's going to be a little bit different. For the first few minutes, I'm going to be talking over the riding footage for a few different reasons. Reason number one, I had my camera mounted on my handlebars, and there was just a lot of background noise from the shakes, things rubbing together, all of that stuff. Reason number two, a lot of the audio is myself and my friends moaning and groaning and cursing and complaining about all of the climbing we had to do. And reason number three, now that the ride is over, I've had a chance to reflect, I want to give you, my true and honest thoughts, because I don't know what they would have sounded like during the video. After the ride, I kind of went through a range of feelings about the ride. So I want to bring you, my true and honest thoughts and kind of what I've settled on after being a few days out of it. So first and foremost, it's important to know that if you are going to do this ride, you will be climbing. You will be climbing a lot. We did 5,600 feet, and I felt every foot of it, especially by the time we got to Black Mountain Park. I was not happy. I was not a happy camper. And I feel like the other important note is that there's not that much fun downhill. Now, some of the footage that you were looking at that you just got to see was of the La Costa Preserve, and that was the second best downhill. It was fun, but it just didn't feel like it was enough. I felt like after that, all we did was climb. And my biggest complaint was that we were climbing up these beautiful technical single tracks, and then we were going down fire roads. For me, I climb so that I can descend. Climbing is not fun. That is not where I get into my mountain bike zen. My mountain bike zen comes from downhills. If you are someone who gets it from climbing, this is your ride. You should absolutely do it. So I feel like the big question right now is, number one, am I happy I did it? And number two, would I do it again? And the answer to number one is yes. I'm happy I did it. We got lucky and unlucky with the rains this year. Unlucky because it made our training difficult, but lucky because we have the super bloom in Southern California, and it made the scenery just unreal, absolutely incredible. And for me, that was the overarching highlight of the ride. And I there were so many places that I've even ridden before where I've never seen flowers like that. And you'll see in some of the video where we're going through some of the flowers that were probably 6 to 8 feet high, and it was just beautiful. So that part of it was really cool. The second piece is I got to explore some parts of San Diego I've never been before, and I can't wait to go back to those trail sessions and sections and check some stuff out, session some things, and just explore a little bit more. Also, it was really fun with the group of guys I was with. Any ride with your buddies is going to be fun. But to answer the main question, would I do it again? The answer is no. I'm happy I did it. I would not do it again. So here's some footage with audio. I'll bring you some more in a few minutes. Enjoy. So we are well into the big climb. This is what we're dealing with. Good for you, man. This sucks. We are 13 miles into our ride. You can't see anything. Let me clean that off for you. That's a lot of dust. Whoops.
Well, I'm not taking the house.
Okay.
We
are 13 miles into our ride. This is what we're looking at now. It's a beautiful, beautiful day out here. We're well into the worst climb. I'm not happy, but I'm not hurting too bad. How you feeling?
Hey, boys. The house is a money pit.
That was fun, man.
How you guys feeling?
There's maintenance that goes with everything.
Pretty good. The kid says he's feeling good. How about the adults?
I feel better than I thought I was going to feel.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I stopped it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care, honestly.
That was nice. We'll bring you back soon. Welcome back to my voiceover. I want to kind of start where I left off, where I was talking about whether or not I would ride it again, and my answer being no. I just want to give you a little bit more detail. My answer is no because I feel like I could go to Sky Park at Santa's Village and have just as much, if not more fun, because when I do those big climbs, I'm going to get my rewards. I'm going to get those amazing bike park style downhills, and it makes the climb a little bit more worth it for me. Now, when I left off, I talked about how after La Costa, there wasn't really any more downhill. Well, there was, but it was a fire road, and that makes me sad. We're climbing these beautiful single tracks that are super techy and would just be so much fun to bomb, and then we get to the top and we're going down a fire road. That's awesome. For me, that's not. I understand why, but it's just not how I want to spend my downhill time after such a big, nasty technical climb. So once again, but the wildflowers were awesome. You can see that in this part of the footage. So I just want to bring that to your attention again. The wildflowers were awesome, and that part made it very, very worth it. So back to the climbing. Just know what you're going to get into. Know that you have a lot of climbing to do. Know that you're not going to get the really fun, fast, techy, flowy, jumpy, droppy, all of the stuff that makes mountain biking fun to me. You're not going to get a lot of that on the Archipelago ride. If you're okay with that, do it. That said, there was one climb I enjoyed, and this is a little bit of footage from it right here, where we were just past Lake Hodges and getting into some pretty tight switchbacks. And it was still a climb, but it was cool because it was a fairly technical climb with those switchbacks. They were super tight, and my bike is super long and slacked out. And it presented a new challenge. The wildflowers are beautiful. It's kind of fun messing with your buddies, and everybody's kind of yelling at each other to not dab. So that section was really cool. I enjoyed that. Also, that brings me to my next point of what bike should you ride? I was planning on riding my hardtail, and then my dropper post went out 2 days before the Archipelago, and I was not going to get it fixed in time. So I was kind of forced to ride my enduro bike. Lucky for me, my enduro bike has a feature where I can drop my travel a little bit on the fork. It's a dual position, which I did, and that made it much more bearable. But even, dropping the travel, it's still an enduro bike. But I'm very happy I ended up riding it, because on some of those fire road descents, it was just straight washboard. I mean, I can't imagine how bad it would have beat me up. Here's a cool video of Curtis bombing the hill. So right after this, you're going to see the footage of Doug Hill. This is where we had fun. Enjoy this part, and I will bring you back shortly.
I forgot to put the bike rack
We
on.
just hit aid station number 3. We're about 27 miles in. I'm starting to feel it.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
How you feeling, Rob?
Good. The only thing I'd like to do is find a map.
Right there.
Where?
Those blue things.
And now we're going to finish this thing out strong. We've made it to the Doug Hill section in the arch route. Got a short climb, followed by some pretty fun techie downhill. And comparing it to everything else we've done today, probably going to be the second best downhill so far. So that's cool. I'm actually going to open up my suspension for this one. Had it kind of locked out all day. Well, not locked out for my bike. I don't have actual lockout. I just have travel reduction and stiffening. That was a stupid little climb. How'd you dab? Did you make it?
Yeah.
Nice. I will say, the thing that's been making this ride much more enjoyable than it could be is all the wildflowers. It was a good year to do it. Hey, bud. I'm well. How are you? That was rough. Whoop. Curtis, you want to jump ahead of me on the downhill?
Huh?
You want to jump ahead of me on the downhill?
No, man, you're good. I'm resting. Trying to save my energy.
Yeah. Pretty techy, just a heads up. Fun though. Oops. Oh, look at those flowers. It's so awesome. Yes. Wow.
Keep walking up ahead.
Okay, thank you. That was so cool. You sure? You want to? You can ride up if you need to. Okay, thank you. That was freaking cool. Yeah. So, at this point in the ride, it felt like all we've done is climb. We had the fun downhill in the Costa Canyon, that's about it right now. Hello. That little wildflower section was really cool.
Yeah, it was.
That was a little gnarly right there, a little techy. Whoa. I almost just knocked my toe hard.
Really?
Yeah. Thank you. Cactus. I'm assuming this is the right way. I saw other people. There we go. Right? Yeah, here we go. Oh, I'm not too tired to put my bike in the air. That's cool. Whoop! Right. That was an exercise in terrible line choices. Oh, that's what we've been missing. That's what we needed. I feel like that's what we've been missing the whole ride.
That was a challenge.
Yeah. Oh, that was so much fun. This is pretty fun too, a little racetrack section. That was a cool little section. Assuming we're going this way. I guess it doesn't matter. Is that a rock jump? Can this hold my weight? It can. That's good. I was like, can this thing hold my weight? This is our finalist section that takes us through the final pieces of trail before we make the big climb up to the Green Flash Brewery. This section was just all mud, and it kind of sealed it for us that we were over it. And I know the mud is weather dependent and all that, but at this point we were cramping, or I was cramping. I think Curtis was cramping. Rob and Dan were not happy, but we got through it. And when we got up and got some food and had a beer, we all decided we were happy we did it. Curtis was talking about maybe doing it again. The rest of us said, let's go to Sky Park instead. So I hope this little review helps you decide whether or not you are interested in doing the Archipelago ride. As I said, happy I did it. Don't want to do it again. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content, check out some of my other videos, and we will see you next time.